welcome guys. So today we have a Toyota Carina 1999. We are doing a braking. Tunafanya kazi ya brake. We want to inspect the rear braking system, na tunajua kwamba in order for you to, why do we need braking? Braking, kitu ya kwanza unahitaji to slow the vehicle and bring it to a stop. First you slow and bring it to a stop. We've got different types of braking. We've got the hydraulic, we've got the mechanical. So hii gari ya leo ndio tuangalie the condition of the lining. So pande ya nyuma, mbele tuko na disc assembly ambayo inatumia nini? Brake pads, na pande ya nyuma inatumia lining. So it is always important for when you go to period checking pale kwa workshop, always ensure you check on the brakes, na labda pia wewe pale nyumbani, if you got the equipment, you are able to check on the condition of your braking. So for example, in order for us to check the rear brakes, we need to remove the rear tire. Kama jinsi ambavyo mnaona tunatoa gurudumu la nyuma, na ndio uweze kutoa, always ensure your handbrake, or kama gari yako inatumia foot brake ama inatumia electric parking system, ensure kwamba it is off, the handbrake lever iko off, ndio uweze kufanya ni kutoa drum. Tools required, we'll need the wheel spanner for removing the tire. We need also a hammer, soft hammer, ama the equipment that is used for tapping. We'll need a set of screwdrivers. We've got long and short screwdrivers. So after removing, so we are going just to give it, after giving a slight tap, always ensure haugongi stands, easy stands, because unaweka nini your tire na nut zako. So always ensure you just give it a tap. So after giving a tap, we are going just to slowly ensure unatoa your drum. You're gonna slightly, we had adjusted. So this is how we use the flat screwdriver. So this is the brake drum. This is the brake drum. As we can see, this is our brake drum. Inakaa kama sufuria. This is our brake drum. This is our hub. Now we move closer. We inspect what are we having here. Ni vitu gani ambazo tuko nazo hapa. For example, this is the hub. Hii ni hub ya gari, na ukitaka kujua hivi umekuwa, you've been experiencing a continuous whining noise while driving, ensure that you check your hub, or ensure kwamba where is the noise coming from. It is kama ni from the rear side, just turn slowly hivi. When this way you'll be inspecting the bearing, the hub bearing. So this is the braking system. Now this is the back plate. Hii ni back plate. Hii nyeusi hapa, this is the back plate. Now this is the wheel cylinder hapa. This is the wheel cylinder. This is the brake shoes. This is underlining brake shoes. Easy. So what happens when you brake, when you press the brake pedal? Now you pressurize the hydraulic system. Fluids come from the master cylinder, alafu inapitia pipes toka kwa ambazo ziko kwa gari, ambazo tunaona tuko na flexible, alafu na steel pipe inaingia kwa wheel cylinder. This is the wheel cylinder. Hapa, this is the wheel cylinder. So hii wheel cylinder is a two leading wheel cylinder. So ukikanyaga brake, hii wheel cylinder iko na piston, hii inaenda pande hii na inaenda pande hii, pushing the lining into contact with the brake drum. Brake drum. Hence there is friction between the shoes and the drum, which causes you as the driver to slow the vehicle and bring it to a stop. So today, after, always make sure that you have water with soap, so that you are able to do what? To clean. Always be able to clean. Labda you've been experiencing squeaking noises when you're braking. So it is the presence of dust in the braking system. So you just come, either you've got a compressor or pressurized water, you come just spray it over here, or you just wash and clean. So after cleaning, now you'll have an opportunity to inspect your linings. Na hii lining ni ya maana sana. Unahitaji hizi linings zikuwe of great thickness. So for example, kwa hii gari tunafanya nini? We are inspecting the thickness. Lining ni thickness. So when you zoom close, we are able to see, I think the camera will come close, you are able to see the lining, and we are going to see the thickness. So we can inspect the thickness. So hii imeisha na angalia hii. So as new linings, they are ought to be of this thickness. Zinafaa kuwa na hii thickness. So these are all parts lining, zinafaa kuwa na such thickness. Lakini kwa gari yako, kwa sababu you've been driving and there have been friction, the lining wear huwa zina wear. So after that you'll be required, I will recommend for this car that tuweze kubadilisha the shoes or the lining. We change the lining. So why is it important to change the lining? Why is it important? We need to regular check our brakes because tunahitaji kufanya nini to ensure kila kitu ameleta brake efficiency. Wewe kama ambaye unafanya nini? Ensure braking efficiency. The braking is very important because you unahitaji kwamba you regularly check your brakes. So for example, when ukianza kuona your braking, the pedal travel inaenda sana, inamaanisha kwamba nini? Your braking, either the brake pads or the lining zimewear. So unahitaji your braking efficiency to be always at 100%. Lakini ukipata kwamba braking system yako ya lining zimeisha, unahitaji kufanya nini? You need to do what? Replacement. And another thing that you need to check also is your brake drum. Your brake drum. The brake drum. Na hii sana when you use wrong type of lining, huwa inafanya nini? It eats away the drum. So overdue to time ama with consistency of using wrong lining, unapata kwamba hii drum yetu inafanya nini? It wears. Hence it will require you to press much the brake pedal, and also your handbrake. You also need to adjust your handbrake far because your drum has worn out. Hata ukireplace, when you fit new linings, upate kwamba the drum has been already worn out, you will be required to change the brake drum. How do you inspect the brake drum? You just, by your finger, you're just going to inspect for grooves. Hii kama iko na trenches hapa ndani ama the linings, you will need to do what? To do kitu ambayo inaitwa skimming. Hii you inspection on the drum, you check for thickness. Also just the surrounding, you just check the condition. Kama ime break mahali, kama iko na crack, inamaanisha kwamba hiyo drum inahitaji kureplacewa. Na iko na the maximum, always has a maximum diameter of 201 mm. So by use of a brake drum micrometer, you'll be able to see kama imewear hiyo. Always ensure kwamba you replace. Na always do not replace pande moja. I always recommend that you replace both. For example, the rear side, you replace the two drum. So you just cross your fingers here, you feel by use of feeling. If it has deep trenches, ensure that you do what? That you do go for skimming, and always just go for skimming at least twice. Now after that, you are required to just throw away the drum and replace. So also you just take the sandpaper, fine sandpaper, and do what? And just rub it round as you can clean. So this is brake pad. So we've discussed on much on the lining. So we want to discuss on the front side. We've got brake pads. So on the brake pads, kwamba the function of the brake pad, now mbele we hatuna drum assembly, we've got the disc assembly. So the function of the brake pads, it is to sandwich. It sandwiches the disc, hence you slow, then bring the vehicle to a stop. So we've got one on my left side, we've got one brake pad that is worn out, that you are required always to change your brake pads. I always recommend when you go for service, just let the technician akuangalilie the condition of the brake pads. So as you can inspect these, we can see the thickness. You can see the difference of thickness of the two brake pads. The brake pads in most vehicles are found on the front, and in some newer versions we are also having brake pads pande ya nyuma. So the thickness of the brake pad